Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Okay, look at this. Got my mic strapped up on my neck. Now that's cold. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I did, but I just never tried it. Yeah, so it's another uncut episode. It's laundry day. It's kind of messy in the house. That's why I put this camera there so you can somewhat look. It can hide the bunch of mess that's over here. But yeah, uncut. What did I do this week? Another uncut entry. What did I do this week? It is a Friday. This week I pretty much switched up marketing my personal brand and Pioneers of Greatness, just going ham like crazy. And what I mean by that, it's literally just posting 8 times a day, and that's posting the same thing across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. And those are just like short form content, short form videos. Oria, get out the way, I'm filming. Anyways, yeah. So I've been ramping it up. The whole idea is to... Oria, stop using that as a scratch post. Come on, get down. The whole idea is to, you know, fail fast and learn faster. And I think this way, I'll be able to do that, you know. I'll be able to see and analyze which videos are performing great, and then do more of those, and then do less of the ones that aren't working. Or maybe if isn't working, I'll tweak it a bit and then make it work. But yeah, that's the whole idea, man. Honestly, when you're starting from the very beginning, when no one knows you, you might as well focus on volume, and then later on the quality will come. I mean, this is not my first rodeo. Honestly, I've done this for my previous brand, GALANACCI. And with that, did I go volume? Yes, I kind of went with volume, and then I managed to grow the IG page from 500 followers to like 6,000 in like within a year. And that's without my shit going viral, you know. It's just being consistent and like just being on it day by day. And also what I realized this week is I am the marketing machine of this, you know, Pioneers of Greatness. So I'm using my personal brand as the marketing machine to push and basically increase the footfall, or, you know, the views or the eyes for the brand Pioneers of Greatness. And I think it's better that way, to do it from the beginning, since I'm just documenting the journey. You know, I literally I've just launched the first product for Pioneers of Greatness, which is the Forge Denim jacket, and I'm sharing the journey of how I'm, you know, marketing this shit, and then basically navigating my way through, you know, the quiet period when there's no sales, you know, and then how I'm going to, you know, get over that hump and whatnot. I mean, it's not my first rodeo. Like I said, I had a brand called GALANACCI, which I did back in 2021, and with that I managed to sell a blank hoodie for 150 pounds, and then like a blank cotton bomber jacket for like maybe 220 or 250. So I know I can push products. So this isn't new to me, you know. I've experienced it already, but then now it's more of a focused lane, especially when I'm trying to bridge boxing and fashion. I mean, it might not look like it now, but as time goes by, and then I really, you know, bring this brand into reality, things will start to make sense. And I don't even need to explain. Like, I'm not even going to bother explaining because it will unfold in due time. And yeah, no, with this, yeah, like I mentioned, man, there's no plan B. That's why I'm going crazy with this shit. And I have a lot of free time since I have a part-time bar job, and that's why I decided to stay with the part-time bar job so that I have more free time to work on Pioneers of Greatness. And that's, for me, that's my unfair advantages, you know. I have my partner covering the rent. So then I'm for I'm able to, you know, grab a part-time bar job and then have the rest of my time build Pioneers of Greatness. That's why I'm pushing out the sheer volume this past week, like left and right, boom, boom, boom. And it's not even spamming, you know. I'm not spamming. Like this, when I look back, you know, I spent the whole of half of the year of 2025 literally just documenting and videoing behind the scenes of like the background work for Pioneers of Greatness, to the point where I have enough videos to, you know, push out and be able to create eight eight pieces of videos each day, you know. And I'm not overthinking it, you know. When you start to overthink what kind of videos you should push, then that's when you hesitate, and then you overthink, and then you spiral down, and boom, like you haven't posted shit. So for me, I don't give a fuck. Boom. If it sounds stupid, if it looks out of brand or whatever, who cares, man? It's just about pushing it out and then learning from the whole experience. And I think if I lock in and do this for a straight year until the end of the year, then I'm gonna see substantial growth. And also, you never know who's watching. And I know this firsthand because most of the fashion experiences that I've experienced is because I posted something online, and it led on to opportunities. Even with my freelancing stuff and my other projects that I've done before, by just posting my work out there and showing face, that opened doors to opportunities and to be able to network and whatnot. And that's just me being inside my fucking room. I'm an indoor cat. I barely go outside, so networking outdoors isn't even a thing. That's why I'm out here on the web, the World Wide Web, just showing my face, showing my work, talking about my work, and all that shit, and everything in between. And yeah, you can sense that, you know, I know that things will work. It's just a matter of time. And then that's the beauty of it, you know. At, there's that point where I just, now I have like no expectations, even though I know that at some point, everything that I'm doing will work, eventually work, and then I'll be able to reap the rewards. So then there's no pressure. I've sort of relieved myself of that pressure, just like how I relieved the pressure of trying to find a 9 to 5. You know, I have a part-time bar job that will suffice at this very moment in time. So then I put the whole job hunting aside. I'm not even gonna touch it. It's done. It's covered. The chapter is closed. And this is it. This is the new chapter, focusing on building Pioneers of Greatness in public, unfiltered. And yeah, man, just showing up every single day. Every single, even in the days that I don't even want to show up. Because man, I'm telling you, I am not motivated 24/7. Okay? I'm not even disciplined 24/7. I have enough discipline to show up every day. But, you know, I'm working on it. Those are the things that I'm working on. I mean, to be fair, from the outside perspective, maybe you guys think I'm super disciplined, but I have enough discipline to get things moving and put shit out there. But for me, it's not enough. I need more. It's mahal here. 2 sec. Hi, come in. I'm recording, but it's fine. I can just chop it. Oh, I don't need to chop it.
Finish recording.
I'm 10 minutes in, so just like 9 more minutes and I'll be ready.
Where's the camera?
Ayun. All right, that's the girlfriend. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, the discipline thing. Yeah, working on that in all areas of my life. So fitness, this brand, and everything else. But then what else is there? What else did I do this week? Yeah, I also started correcting the patterns for the Forge Denim jacket so that on the next release, when I do a V2, I would have like the improvements done. That's why I've always been saying, start when you're not ready. It doesn't matter. Like you'll improve along the way, and this is one of those cases. I mean, if I showed the jacket to a person, like someone I don't know, they'll think that, oh wow, it's dope. Like it looks done. But to me, obviously, I'm the one who designed it. I can see all the flaws and the bits that can be improved. So then I'm doing that now, making the improvements. And then some of the patterns that I'm doing now, that also can be applied to the next product, the next garment, the next piece that I make for Pioneers of Greatness. And currently we have the Forge Denim jacket as the first product of the brand. And obviously the aim of this year is to push as much product out there, so, and also reduce the time frame from conceptualizing to then delivering it into the market, and not really worrying about making sales at the moment. It's just being able to push out and have the products out into the real world, and then with the sales and stuff, that will come with time when people start to discover the brand as I push it and market it every single day. What else? And then yeah, with my fitness journey, what's the update? Yeah, I'm cutting down the last sort of 1 kg. I want to drop down to, I'm currently 60 kg. I want to drop down to 59 kg and be at my very leanest, And then I'm also starting to realize, man, back then in 2016, 2015, that's when I sort of went to the gym for the very first time, and I was super light. Like I was 55 kg. I was skinny, no muscle, no nothing. And I ballooned up to 70 kg, and I thought most of that was muscle mass. But then now that I'm cutting, I'm starting to realize that, man, most of that was fucking fat. And I think the muscle that I have now, that I've retained, that's what I've built up 10 years ago. And then I've been gymming here and there, but nothing consistent compared to what I'm doing now. Like the last 7-8 months, I've been hitting the gym consistently. And then obviously with the help of ChatGPT, I'm able to sort of understand the, what do you call it? What's that word? The finer details. So like most most of it is about the calorie intake, the macros, blah blah blah. And if you don't watch your diet, then you could be either, you think you're putting on muscle, but fat can make it look like that your muscle's bigger. And that's sort of the things I've realized cutting weight. I'm like, damn, I thought those parts were muscles, but they were just fat. And also the distribution of fat in your body is different, you know. It might be easier to lose weight within, let's say, the arms, or the, you know, the abdominal area or whatever. But then there's areas within the body where it's harder to burn, to lose the fat. And some parts of your body could be, you know, lean, or be like 2-digit fat percentage, but then some could be, you know, in the single digits. Like for me, I got skinny wrist. Like this is just skin and bone. So the fat percentages on here is like nil, like zero. But then there's parts of the area where, yeah, there's some fat and whatnot. But yeah, the fat distribution in your body differs. And when you're cutting weight and in a caloric deficit, you start to realize that, yeah, it takes time for areas of the body to, you know, lose that fat and whatnot. And it's not even like, back then I thought like, oh, if you exercise your arms, that's you burning the fat in your arms. But it's not even like that. Like you can't control where the fat burns, or where you lose your fat, because at the end of the day, it's sort of like the total thing. So the calorie needed to power your body, and then the calorie that you actually intake. And if what you intake is less than what your body needs, then obviously it's going to burn off the fat reserves and whatever, and that's how you know, lose the fat. And I've been cutting for like a couple of months. I don't know how many. I think maybe, yeah, since I started hitting the gym. Yeah, like I said, I dropped like 8 kg, and it was very like, it's incremental. It was like 1 to 2 kg a month, and then sometimes less. But for me, I'd rather have, like, do the whole process very slowly, because I have a sweet tooth, man. Like it's hard for me to cut out sweets and like sugar completely. So I would still have like sweets and that and stuff like that, but then I'll, over the course of the week, I'll balance it out and whatnot, so that I'm still in a caloric deficit. But to be fair, I could improve my diet a bit better and have more greens and fibers and all of that shit. But it is what it is, man. I'm learning as I go. Same with, you know, building my fashion brand and whatnot. And also I'm building Pioneers of Greatness, so it has to reflect, like my physique has to reflect that. I remember my sister telling me, I don't know, 1 or 2 years ago, she was saying, yeah, you can't be building a brand about greatness and then not exercise. So I was like, yo, shit, yeah, she's right. And then, you know, I locked in 2025 and changed that. But yeah, the aim for this year is to reach, you know, 59 kg, and then from there I'll have a clean slate to build on, and then, you know, go in a lean bulk, and then put on muscle mass slowly, you know. And it takes time to put on muscle mass. So I'm expecting, you know, by the end of the year, that's when I'll be able to put on 5-6 kg of muscle mass. Or even, it might even take longer. It might take 2 years. Just depends on how the lean bulk goes. But yeah, I'll see. I mean, I always share it on my IG. I have it called, the whole journey is called Project Beast Mode. So I basically just share my progress there on my IG story. What else is there? But yeah, no, I'm just excited, man, to just execute all throughout this year. And yeah, man, just move faster, man. There's no time to be waiting, no time to be planning, no time to be procrastinating and all that shit. Just execute, and then analyze later. But yeah, I think that's it from me. I'm out. Peace.